everyone, welcome back on these 15 minutes interviews on AgriAdventures socials. Today we're gonna visit the Barley Stack winery that's located in the York Peninsula nearby Maitland. And the winery produces with local grapes and varieties like Shiraz, like Viognier, Chardonnay, Cabernet Sauvignon. The winery I've been visiting during the tour that I had in the York Peninsula, and it was really interesting to speak with the owner about the place, about the history a little bit, and about the products itself. Enjoy and see you after the interview. Okay, hello everyone, welcome back on the AgriAdventures program. Today is a 50 minutes interview and we are at the Barley Stacks winery. And today we are with Mr.
Schulz, Lyall Schulz.
Schulz, that's interesting for me. As Italian, I'm still practicing a little bit.
A bit more German. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But about a fifth generation German.
Fifth generation German, okay. So you said fifth generation over here. So you moved over here, like your family moved over here almost at the beginning of when I just been to the mines in Monta.
Yes, the mines.
1860. Yeah, 1860 they moved over there, the boom began. So your families have come over here since that time?
No, that's the family. My father started here when he's 25 in the mid 1950s. He virtually, 1945, he started working for a local farmer.
Okay.
And then I've been on the farm that we've been on as a local farmer since I was born and bred in 1950 and have been on that farm ever since. And this business we took on about 12 years ago from a previous owner who started the business.
Okay.
So it's only, my generations go back many generations into all parts of South Australia, the Barossa Valley and other areas as well. So. But from our point of view, our family started here in the mid-1950s.
1950s, okay. It's interesting because I want to be managing cellar door in McLaren Vale, and in the McLaren Vale there was a big migration of Italians in the 50s.
Yes.
So it seems that there was a kind of big migration of people coming around in the 50s and everything slowed down, and we had another one around the 90s for what I've seen so far.
So the winery itself was only started in 1995.
Okay.
The first plantings. Now, history says that back in the late 1800s there was vineyards on York Peninsula, and they transported fruit from York Peninsula through Ardrossan to Adelaide on the sailing ships. But it got too difficult, so generally you won't find vines grown on York Peninsula since that time. There's no vineyards as such. The gentleman that started this is a guy, a local farmer called Rod Gregory. He and his wife started this business.
Okay.
And the first plantings were in 1995 and the first vintages were in 2000. And then he, because he was a local farmer and he was doing this as local farmers, we then worked his land, his farmland. And then in 2008 he decided he wanted to sell this business and couldn't, and then he wanted to sell the whole farm. So as farmers, we bought into the wine industry.
Okay.
So it was an established vineyard that we bought into, and have since, in the last 12 years, turned this into a major tourist attraction. Okay,
so the plan is starting like 12 years ago at least.
From our point of view, it was, but that was as I said, in 1995 was his first vines that were planted.
Okay. I'm always wondering, like coming from the background of hospitality and being a sommelier, I know a little bit about not just winemaking, but also about agriculture behind. And considering rainfall over here, what are the major difficulties that you have on producing here in this area?
Probably the soil, and yet the soil or the terroir actually gives the wines a very unique flavour in that the soil is very shallow. It's only sort of that deep, and then it's grey mallee limestone clay.
Oh, good minerality, so I'm expecting, is it?
Sorry?
Good minerality, I'm expecting.
Yes, well, it's not a very deep soil. It drains out very quickly, but we get very cooling winds from the sea, being not far away from either side of us. We're in the middle of York Peninsula, and that moderates the temperatures at night considerably. But the flavours that we get are often because of the surrounding agriculture. We've got canola and wheat and barley and peas, and that sort of can give flavours to the actual wines that you wouldn't get in a lot of other areas.
Definitely. And how many acres do you have in vines?
Right, we've got 25 acres of vines.
Okay.
And this year was a very poor crop because of the fact that we had frost.
Oh.
And we only got 4.5 tonnes off 25 acres.
4.5 tons.
Tons,
Wow.
which wasn't
tiny.
a lot. It was very poor. We've produced some wine from it, some different wines, but the maximum we've produced in the time that we've had it was 68 tonnes. So we've gone from 4.5 to 68 tonnes, and probably average around the 28 tonnes over that 12 years that we've had this business.
Okay. Wow. So go for tourism at this point. What do you think?
Well, the cellar door is one of the main reasons that it's surviving. We do not sell our wine through any distributors. It's all through cellar door and online sales. This last weekend, just as being a long weekend in October,
Definitely.
we were just short of 500 people for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Had we not had COVID this year, we were on track to have 6,000 people come through our cellar door in the last 12 months, of which 95% don't come from York Peninsula.
Definitely.
So it's all about
good.
tourism. So as you've experienced on York Peninsula, we have a distillery, we have a brewery, we have we have 2 wineries, and we all are complementing each other, where it gives a reason for people to come and visit the different business operations that we have. There's some new venues now in Wallaroo as well. So tourism in the last 2 to 3 years on York Peninsula has been exponential in that the numbers of people coming through. And with COVID, all of a sudden people have realised that there's some really good places in their own state. Instead of going overseas, they're now visiting locally, and we're seeing the results of that.
Definitely, is the concept is also for the AgriAdventures project, which is to bring people to know more the locals and support the local agriculture and food production, because you said about the bad weather, drought. Australia is subject to droughts, and with the climate change and everything, having an opportunity of differentiate in another type of product, which is tourism, accommodation, provides more sustainability for the local businesses, and that also makes local businesses keep sustainable and keep the food production stable, because we all need food.
Yes.
Now we have seen on COVID in 15 days the whole economy stopped. So if we don't have farmers like you coming and keeping us feed, we are going to be in trouble.
Yes.
So I think coming over and supporting the local food production, just you come over here, you enjoy the beautiful location and the beautiful seas, and then you travel. It's not really far away. Come on, I've been traveling yesterday, and I done 200 kilometers, and I was in York Peninsula. I was okay.
It's only a 2 hours drive from Adelaide to the middle of York Peninsula, and with the Wallaroo and Kadina Moonta areas expanding, there's new accommodation and new things happening up there. With ourselves, as I said, further down York Peninsula, when you get right down to the bottom of York Peninsula at the foot,
yes,
there's a lot of wonderful attractions to see down there, and a lot of the accommodation in the last few months has been booked out completely.
Which is really good.
Which is really good. So even though we had 2 or 3 months where our businesses collapsed when we were in full lockdown,
Definitely.
We've been very fortunate in South Australia that people have been able to move around and do things and visit places, and consequently we've seen the benefit of that.
That's very good. So you said before that a final customer can find your products. There is no distribution, so they can come over and buy over here, or they can buy online.
Yes, we have a website, and we've just redone our website, so it's a full e-commerce website. You can buy online. We're also very happy to take phone calls at the cellar door. The girls will look after you. We deliver at the moment nearly freight free. We have been in COVID doing freight free to anywhere in Australia because we do not sell through any distributors.
Okay.
But the new website will show that there's a minimum transaction, about $80 now, and you'll get freight free. But
you cannot send a bottle. Yeah.
So we send wine all over Australia. We've got customers all over Australia that take our wine.
And the website is the barleystackswines.com.au. Okay. And do you have a Facebook page?
We have Facebook, we have Instagram.
I know that I'm asking to a farmer speaking about these things, which is something that, like, say, I deal with the soil. I have bugs, I have problem with water and the sun, and you speak about Facebook. I understand totally.
We are fully in our social media, and yes, we've got all those things on our website as well. So I've been involved in electronics and computers ever since the mid-80s. So,
perfect. So you're probably the right one to speak
a lot of farmers now are very, very conversant, not so much, social media, Twitter, there's a lot of guys on Twitter as well. We don't do that here, but certainly from agriculture point of view, there's a lot of science and technology being used in agriculture. Huge amount. GPS, satellite steering.
Definitely.
Harvesters, yes.
And question, like you have a family, and what's the look? Where would you like to go? Like you've been doing like efforts to have this thing going.
This last 12 years we've worked very hard on this. So I've got 4 sons and 3 of them are working on the farm, running the farming agricultural side of it, and I'm up here, and then we've got 4 staff up here as well, 2 full-time staff and some to run the cellar door because it's getting a lot busier, and then we've still got all the vineyard work to do as well that we try to do on the side, so there's a lot of that yet to be done. So we do everything right through from the growing the grapes, we process all the grapes on the site, we do a lot of the bottling of the reds on the site, some of the whites we get bottled in the Barossa Valley because it's a bit trickier to do that, and some of the sparklings are done in some specialist places because we've got 2 champagne style wines and we've got another sparkling as well. So we've got about 25 different lines coming off of 4 varieties of grapes.
Oh, wow.
And we go right through from verjuice to fortifieds. So there's a very full range here of reds, whites, blends, sparklings, and we've won awards for quite a few of these wines over time.
So you're not going to get disappointed, definitely, when you come over here?
No, we rarely will have somebody leave this cellar door that's not found something that they like. So
lovely. Perfect.
Even the kids get looked after here. They get their hot chocolates or their ice blocks or their verjuice. So,
or what do you think? What did you like the most? Tell me. Come over here. Say hi to everyone because they're seeing us. You can see, like, hi. Yeah. What did you find cool over here? I've seen something. You've been playing over there.
We've got some games, we've got some games, we've got colouring in, and we might have more of those as time passes.
I got 500.
You got 500?
Did
oh, wow.
You?
Wow.
You could win something. Yeah.
I'm going to have a look. I'm going to have a look after. Okay, so thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For your time and for sharing what you've been doing so far. And thank you very much for everybody following us on the different socials. Now you already know, and also on Radio Italia Adelaide. And see you the next time here on the AgriAdventures social platform. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. So, what do you think? Lyall Schulz, his father moved in the Europe Peninsula when he was around 25, in the mid-50s, and since that they've been working in a farm. They had the opportunity to purchase another farm with the vineyard, in 2008, and they've been developing this business, this touristic business, that it seems that even though COVID had been hitting almost anywhere, had the opportunity to keep going and even growing up. So there is a full family plus the 4, 5, 6 families working in this business, and it's time to go and visit. They're not really far away, and you don't have excuse anymore. You can find where they are located. Go on the AgriAdventures website. On the map you will see where they are located. You have all the contacts. I hope that you enjoyed this 15 minutes interview on the AgriAdventures, and see you the next time, always here. Ciao!